on the 2.4 part here. On the solving literal equations, this is how, what I'm going to do is, actually, let's go to page 152. All right? And, does somebody have our syllabus out they can look at?
Yeah, right there.
Thanks. Hey, on page 152, which ones are, what's our assignment there, Nina?
1 through 17.
1 through 17 is all I need. 1 through 17, and then what's after that?
27 to
Okay.
39.
Okay.
Odds.
Let's look at 1 through 17. What I'm going to do is pick a couple of them from that, and instead of actually doing examples, I'm just going to pick a couple right out of your assignment here, save you a little bit of time.
Can you go in order? No.
Yeah, I'll go in order. Absolutely. All right, so what I'm going to do is take a look at, I'm even going to pick an even one. So it'll go I equals PRT, and they want us to solve for R. Okay? So this is number 4. All right? And this is called, we're solving literal equations. This has absolutely no good application that I can think of in life. I'm just telling you straight up. All right? So if you ask me what would you do with this, I'd say I don't know. All right? But if you had to work with formulas, you just put the numbers in and then you solve it out. But, you know, they have us do this, so we will. All right, so what we're going to do is solve for R right there. All right, the only thing is we don't have numbers. We have letters. But we're going to do the same exact thing. So if we're going to solve for R, what letters do we have to get rid of? We have to get rid of P and T. So I know that. Let's see. So what is happening with the P, the T, and the R? Are they being multiplied or added or divided, or what are they doing there? Multiply. So we're going to do the exact same thing we do with solving equations, which would mean instead of multiplication, we are going to divide. So see, we're going to divide PT here. We're going to divide PT right there. All right. So we treat it the same as if they were numbers, but they're not. They're variables. All right, so the P and the T go away. Cancel, cancel. That's good. I equals. Now, I is going to be equal to whatever this is. R is going to be equal to I divided by PT. So that's what I'm going to write. I divided by PT. It's done. Okay?
That's the answer? Yeah.
That's the answer. All right? That is the answer. I divided by PT. Okay, I'm going to clean it up a little bit here because I kind of yoked it up. Okay? I divided by PT. Okay? That is now solved for R. All right?
Also asks if you can identify the formula.
Oh, it does it? Oh, cool. Can you?
Not that one.
Well, you just say I can.
Okay.
Okay. It's simple interest. Now you know. Okay. All right, so let's pick, let's go to number 9. Okay, number 9 is something you're going to be working with in the next chapter. Y equals mx plus b. We're going to solve for x. Solve for x. Number 9. Okay? So we're going to solve for x. All right. So if we're going to solve for x. Oh, solve for m? Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you were trying to tell me before. It's been a rough week, let me tell you. I've had semester finals and stuff. You know, I've graded so much things. Oh, my goodness. All right. Thank you, sorry. Solve for m. All right, we can do this. What are we going to have to move to solve for m?
The x plus the b.
We got to get rid of the x and the b, right? So if the x and the b were numbers, right, what would we get rid of first?
B first?
We're going to get rid of b first because it's being added, right? Okay, so now we know we're going to get rid of it first. How are we going to get rid of it? Minus it. Very good. Okay, so we have y minus b equals mx. We're solving for m. Finally, somebody straightened me out on that. So, what do we do to solve for m?
Divide by x.
Divide by the x. Okay, so there's my answer. Y minus b divided by x equals m. Okay? I know. That's the equation of a line, Hunter. In case you didn't recognize it. Okay? Remember what I said in the beginning about this, right? Okay? Yeah, I don't really have much going on there for application-wise. That's it. Okay, let's go with let's try 14. Okay, number 14 is a equals 1/2 b h, and what are we solving for this time? H. See, now I ask you, all right, so I don't look bad this time. Okay, so I ask you. All right, we're solving for h. All right. What are we going to have to get rid of? Half and the b. All right. I can get rid of the b pretty easily, right? We can do that. How are we going to get rid of that 1/2 though? We can divide by half b. Okay. We could multiply by 2. Okay. So here again we have two different ways of doing it. Okay, if we multiply by 2, we'd have 2a here. The 2.5 are going to go away, and we're left with that. And then we would just divide by the b. Okay, so there would be my answer. 2a divided by b would be equal to h. All right. If we did it the other way, which we could, all right, we're going to end up getting the same thing. It's not going to look the same, but it will be the same. So if we have a equals 1/2 bh, and we divide by 1/2, like that, the 1/2 is going to cancel. I get a over 1/2 equals bh, and then divide by b. So that's what it's going to look like. Much more complicated. However, if you divide by 1/2, that means you're going to multiply a by 2. So you see you get the same thing in the end. All right? You get the same thing. All right? So either way will work. Might be a little easier to use this idea that Eric had, but either way is going to get you there. Again, you just got to find the way you understand.
Can you do one like 17 or do 17 real quick?
Sure. Takes fun away from you, but that's all right. Is it c over 2?
Plus 80 equals 2f, and you're solving for c.
Okay, so what do we got to get rid of? 80.
80, so you minus the 80.
So we're going to minus the 80 first. That's a great idea. Hey, we got this. We're one step away.
Multiply 2.
Multiply by 2. Awesome idea. Multiply by 2. Okay, so that's going to cancel that out. And now I just got to take 2 times those things. And there's my answer. All right? Okay. I'm not sure what that formula is. I thought I knew, but I'm not sure. You can. I don't care. All right. The 14 was the area of a triangle. All right, so that's the literal equation parts. You know, it's just kind of working through them. It's the same concept, but just a little bit different. Is there any questions on doing those ones? All right. The last little bit stuff I want to talk about tonight before we all get out of here and take our quiz first is these percent problems. Okay, and I know you did some of these in Math 20. I'm not exactly sure how the instructor presented it. Okay, there's different ones. There's this one. Let's see, there is one that looks like this. What percent of 20 is 12? And there is 15%, probably how they write it. 15% of 80 is what number? I guess they use what number? What number? Okay. So here's the three different types. This one, and this one. All right. Since we're talking about equations, that's the way these can be thought of. So what would be like a blank or an X? Okay. Is this way. Actually, I messed this last one up, so we'll cross that out. What is 5% of means times 40? Okay. So all you have to do in your calculator is change this to a decimal, 0.05, multiply it by 40, and that'll give you the answer. All right. That's all there is to it. Is that 2? Okay. All right. Now, I know that there's probably some that did it, and I hardly ever do it this way, but what does it go? Part over whole equals percent over 100, right? And a lot of teachers teach it that way. All right, so the part would be, let's see, part is 40. The whole, I don't know, equals 5 over 100. I think that's how that works. Is that how it works out? So you're taking cross multiplying. We're going to take 4,000 and divide it by 5, correct? But it doesn't turn out to be 2. So I wonder if I did something, you can tell I don't do it often this way. I think that's right though. And 5%, oh, 40 is the whole maybe, that's how it is. That makes sense. Yeah, 40 is the whole. And X is the part because we don't know what the part is. So then we would have 200 divided by 100. And there's where the 2 comes in. Yeah. Okay. Since we know 40 is the whole in that case. All right. I probably messed you up big time on that. But what percent of 20 is 12? So the percent I don't know. Of means times. 20 is 12. Okay. So in a situation like this, here's my equation. All I have to do is divide 12 by 20. What are we getting there? Point. See, that's 6 over. Is that 60? 60.6? Yeah.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yep. So that would be 60%. Okay. And again, if you want to do the percent over whole thing, let's see if I can get it right this time. What percent over 100? It's always over 100 because 100 is based on percent. 12 and 20. And then cross multiply, and you'll end up getting 60. Okay. So there's two. So the first one we did was what is 5% of 40? You just got to work that out. What percent of 20 is 12? And then the last one would be something like 18% of what number is 50. So in this case, we change that to a decimal first. Of means times every single time. X is what number? Is equals. And now we have that problem. Just divide it by 0.18 because it's just a simple one-step equation. And then we get whatever that is, 50 divided by 0.18. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So really these ones you can do them by just setting up little equations. All right, and solving them like we have been doing. That's kind of how I usually do it. You could do part and whole if you're really just gun-ho and that's the way you want to do it. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to see you get it right. Okay. Did anybody get an answer for this one? 50 divided by 18.18? Brian's got it going for me there. Might be able to do it here. 50 divided by 0.18. No, 277. 0.7 repeating. There it is. So that's all the percentage ones you're going to have to do. They're just pretty much straightforward is, what, ofs kind of percentage problems. Okay. Any questions on the percentage ones? Yes.
On like number 35, it says 3 is what percent of
3 is what percent, right? Of what? Or
15?
of 15. Okay, so 3, right? Is equals. What percent? I'm going to make that an x. Of is times 15. And then now you're just going to divide it. Just remember that when you get this decimal here, whatever 3 divided by 15 is, that's 1/5, that's 0.2. That's actually 20% because you got to move the decimal twice. Okay? All right. Any other good questions about the percentage, solving equations, the literal stuff that we did? Nobody ever has questions. All right.